All right. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halayim Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakal Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Honors and salutations to all sincere Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity and charity. All right. Shalom Yasharala. My name is Micah Allah Bun Gad Bun Yasharala. I'm from the Watchman Philadelphia camp, and I'm just doing a real quick sit down on this article that's been kind of hot, and it's concerning Donald Trump with this space military. All right, what they call it's the article right here, so you can see it. All right, it says Trump Space Force push reopens arguments about military and space. And it says President Donald Trump wants a new space force. Salak, it says President Donald Trump wants a new space force branch of the U.S. military, but it reopens an old argument about military use in space. And it has a picture that says here the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds fly over NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida with the retired NASA astronauts and an Air Force Colin Buzz, whatever. But this is a picture, and this is why this is significant. Why I'm pointing at this picture right here, because it talks about which I'm gonna get to in Revelation, the 12th chapter. It talks about the angels of that red dragon, but the angels of the devil, Satan, was cast out of heaven, and that place was no more. All right, but those are the angels right there that it's talking about. Esau's angels, man. All right, their little fighter jets and all that, because like because our angels for Yashala, which is the chariots of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the angels, the word angel is messenger. So what they do, the chariots float around taking notes. The same way Esau's little military jets and all that fly trying to get intel and send it back to Esau, All right. So I'm gonna read a little bit of this article, then I'm gonna hop into the scriptures that I have prepared. All right. It says President Donald Trump caused this week that to create a sixth branch of the U.S. military, which he called the Space Force. He has reopened a wider debate about whether such a move is necessary to better manage military space activities. While the idea of a separate space focused military branch is not new, Trump's surprise announcement caused a buzz on social media and news outlets. It says, when it comes to defending America, it is not enough to merely have an American presence in space. We must have American dominance in space. So that right there is Esau's pride, because we coming to the end of that man's rulership. So they doing everything in their power to try to keep that blessing. Okay, so they want to keep their blessing, But hey, man, the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai already set their boundaries that they can't pass, man. And that's also prideful, man. Because that American, when it says American dominance in space, that's basically talking about Esau's dominance, man. So not alone did pursuant to the book of Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, but they got a time to rule, right? So not only has they dominated through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai the earth and destroyed it, man. They want to take their uselessness out of space into the heavens, and that's the pride of Esau. But it says Trump said in a speech before a meeting of the National Space Council at the White House Monday, June 18th. So yeah, I'm a little behind on the article, whatever, but I had to do a lesson on it. It says, I'm hereby directing the Department of Defense and Pentagon to immediately begin the process necessary to establish a Space Force as the sixth branch of the armed forces. That's a big statement. So now, why is he wants them to do it immediately? Why? Because they have but a short time, man. That's why they trying to build the wall. You know, they want to get the Space Force. And why are they doing that? Because they want to fight against the angels and the chariots of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. But the Lord is going to put the spirit on them to fight, even though they're going to be scared out their mind, man. And you know what? The elites already know about these things. Why you think that they're trying to put that Space Force together, man? That's not Donald Trump's call, man. That goes back to the you know, the elites of this society, all right, which is the international bankers, all right. It says we are going to have the Air Force. We are going to have the Air Force, and we are going to have the Space Force. So not only do they want to control the atmosphere, you know, the regular where you can see where they flying, they want to try to control outer space too, man. You know. It says we are going to have an Air Force, and we are going to have the Space Force, separate but equal. He continued, it is going to be something so important. Trump then directed a comment at the chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Joseph Dunford. General Dunford, if you would carry that assignment out, I would be very greatly honored. Also, it says military, spacecrafts, weapons, and technology. So man, Esau's out of his mind, man. You know, they trying to put together weapons to fight against the Lamb, man. Who's the Lamb? The Lamb is Yahweh Shah. All right, it says Trump's remarks followed decades of discussion on a separate space branch, including a recent 2017 attempt to create a new U.S. Space Corps. At the time, the U.S. House Armed Services Committee drafted legislation for the new corps in the 2018 National Defense Authorization Act. While the U.S. Secretary of the Air Force was supposed to oversee this new branch, the U.S. Space Corps would have had its own seat on the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Senior military officials did not universally approve the proposal, and it was ultimately withdrawn. Why? Because it wasn't that time. It says, but some space experts say Trump's announcement may at least spur more discussion about how to best manage space activities. All right, it says the United States has worried for many years about the security of its satellites and how to best protect them. And Barry Strauss, a military and naval historian who is a humanistic studies professor at Cornell University in Ithaca, New York, he told Space.com that it would be good to have a public debate about what to do. So, Esau is out their mind, man. You know, they bugging out right now. Why? Because they know their time is short. They know that, and why would they want to have a space military if they didn't know about the chariots and they didn't know about Yahweh Shah coming back? The only people that really don't believe is you people that's stuck in this matrix, man. You know, who Yahweh Bashim Yahushua ain't wake up, man. You know? And people that want America to continue on. And you Israelites that know you Israelites included, man. You know? Y'all like to circumcise back in the ancient time. To circumcise meaning that they knew that they were Israelites, man. And they still was doing wicked, dumb acts. It says it's going to be very controversial, he said. The logistical questions are controversial. The funding questions are controversial. Whenever you start a new department of anything, it's controversial. Our resources are limited, so they, it says, new sources have to come from somewhere else. But as you know, it is not as though the president can snap his fingers and make this happen. It's something that Congress will have to debate and discuss, which is a bunch of crap, man. But it is hard to say how a Space Force would change things because the U.S. Air Force already oversees the military, space, assets, procurement, budget, with participation from the other military branches, pointed pointed out Joan Johnson Freese, a professor of national security affairs at the U.S. Naval War College in Newport, Rhode Island. Also, there was a Salaka. Also, there are concerns about how to protect satellites without breaking international treaties, and more pressingly, generating more space debris by firing offensive weapons at satellites, man. So, I ain't gonna keep reading this because you could pull up the article yourself, and it just goes into like history on, you know, like the space programs and what they want to do, man. But it really ain't. It has nothing to do with them satellites, man. So I'm gonna hop right into these scriptures real fast that I brought out. The first scripture is Proverbs 16 and 18, man. You know, because Esau is a prideful bastard, man. This is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18. It says, Shalak, I'm gonna start at verse 17. It says, the highway of the upright is to depart from evil. He that keepeth his way preserveth his soul. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall, man. So, what's Esau, man? What's Esau's main thing, man? They prideful. And you look at Donald J. Trump, which people call him DJ Trump, man. He's a powerful dude, man. He represents Esau all day. He's a descendant of Esau. He's an Edomite, man. And you could tell. Look how red his skin is. His blood shows forth through his skin, man. He's a straight up Edomite, man, and a prideful bastard, man. Who Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah is going to take out of here, man. The next scripture is the book of Job. All right. The book of Job, chapter 14 and verse 5. It's the book of Job, chapter 14, verse 5. It says, all right, I'm going to start at verse 4. Matter of fact, I'm going to just go right to 5. This is the point. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass, man. So yeah, Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah already appointed this man's bounds that he can't pass. Why? That's why, you can go make a reference to the Tower of Babel, man, when they was trying to build a tower to get into the heavens, man. And the Lord broke that up, man. Why? Because they was trying to make it to the Most High. That's the same thing that Esau is trying to do now. But right now they trying to fight against the land, which is Yahweh Shah and the heavenly angels, But they're not going to prevail, and it's already written. But that's why the Lord gave them all that pride and gave them technology and all that, man. So, because they're going to be taken with their own devices, man. All right? And this is a beautiful time that we living in, man, because you're seeing these prophecies manifest, man. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, which is the Israelites. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never since there was a nation. Even that same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And many of them I'm gonna stop right there, man, because that time is coming up, which is the time of Jacob's trouble. That's why, and all these things that Trump is doing, man, is preparing for the time of Jacob's trouble, man. That's why right now, what you got, the Issachar, man. They separating the children from the parents, man. And everybody in America is trying to, that's why they act like they forgot things. The Most High didn't forget nothing. But they try. How can they separate those children from the parents? Like America never did that before, man. That's the history, and that's why Trump said he wants to make America great again. When he said make America great again, he wants to enslave the Israelites all over again, man. But getting to the whole point of this lesson, which Lord's willing is edifying to Akim. You know, this is the whole purpose of them making that space military, a space force, or however you want to call it, man. This is out of the book of Revelation, chapter 12. Revelation chapter 12. I'm gonna start at verse 3, then I'm gonna jump down to verse 7. It says hold on. All right. It says, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. So that red dragon, the dragon and the beast is interchangeable. So that dragon is talking about Esau. All right. And what's Esau? You got NATO, the EU, and all that. And that's in the beast and the dragon. That's also talking. You could equivalate that with the Roman Empire, man. You know, because the way the America patterns itself after Rome, man. That's why I like to say this a lot, especially here in Philadelphia. As a matter of fact, all major cities throughout the America, man, they all like their downtowns and their court buildings and municipal buildings. They all are built like the Roman structure, man. You know, they built like those buildings over there that was in Rome. So I'm gonna hop down to verse 7. It says, and there was war in heaven. All right, so now that's now a lot of people like to say this already happened. All right, with some Christian churches to teach you that this didn't happen yet. This is about to happen, and that's why that they making that space force. All right, because they preparing for the war that they gonna lose, man. All right. It says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, which is the Esau, and the dragon is the Esau's system and all that. NATO and the way they run their kingdom. It says, and the dragon fought and his angels. So that's why I brought that picture out. All right, which is these are the dragon's angels right here, man. So like, all right, here we go. Those fighter jets right there. You see that? That's the dragon's angels right there. Okay, that's the angels it's talking about. All right. All right. It says, I'm gonna start at verse 7 again. It says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. So they prevailed not. They prevailed not. So they didn't win, man. They not going to win. All right. So they could pipe you up and pump you up just like they got Independence Day. You know, they had that movie from what was that, 95 with Will Smith. That was a good depiction of the war in heaven. You got Independence Day Reinsurgence too, which is another good depiction of that war in heaven. But what they try to do, since this is Esau's kingdom, you know, and that's his device. One of his devices is those movies. He puts himself as being triumphant over the land, you know. But man, but it's already written, man. I'm reading it right to you. These aren't my words. These are words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. It says, and that great, all right, I'm going to start at verse 8 again. It says, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. So that means they ain't going to be having their fighter jets, their airplanes, their helicopters, their space stations. Their place is not going to be found in heaven, man. You know? It says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him, man. All right? So that's how you know that ain't happened right there, man, because it's talking about that old serpent. So that old serpent goes all the way back to Genesis, man. You know, that serpent that beguiled Eve, which was he? Was an Edomite, man. You know, he had that spirit, that Edomite spirit on him. All right. So they're gonna be cast back down to the earth. You know, the jet's gonna be all smashed up, blown to pieces, and all that, man. It says, all right, it says, and his angels were cast out with him, man. You know, so that's them being taken out of power. So whenever somebody comes into power, it's always a war fought, you know, basically fighting for that territory. But this territory belongs to us anyway. You know, the whole earth was given to us. It was made for us, man. All right. So we taking it back, but it's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Shai has to come back to get his glory on earth. That's why he said, when I come back, I am not going to meet you as a man. All right. Because once he died on the cross and was went back into the spirit world and came back, that's when he was glorified in heaven. So everybody, all the spirits and all that know about Yahweh Shai, man, in heaven, they praising and worshiping him. But down here on earth, they're not doing that, man. But when he comes back and show his power, then he's going to get his glory right here, man. It's going to be undeniable, all right? It says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength. So what's salvation? Salvation is your deliverance, man. All right? We going to get our strength back, man. It says in the kingdom of our power, of the Most High, the kingdom of Yahweh, man. All right? That's why when it says in the Lord's Prayer, it says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, man. All right? It says, for the accuser, which is Esau, of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before the Most High day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, which is Yahweh Shai, and by the word of their testimony, and they love not their lives unto death, man. So that's talking about the elect, man. You know, that's going to come, you know, partake in that war too, man. All right? And you know, that's pretty much it on that, man. I pray that this lesson was edifying, and that the brothers and the Akim and Akwathim and children that watch and subscribe to this channel learn something, man. Lord's will. And with that, to the next lesson, Shalom, Yasharala.